It's wet, it's rainy, and I'm driving a 370Z. And it's not just any 370Z. This is the 50th anniversary edition of the 370Z, celebrating 50 glorious years of Nissan automotive heritage. So what's different about the 370Z 50th anniversary edition? To put it simply in technical terms, pretty much nothing. This car is all about celebration. It's about shouting it out and enjoying the car for an impressive 10-year reign representing the Z series. Price point, well, it's pretty similar to the standard 370Z. It's a couple of grand extra, but basically you get some visual aspects in addition to the normal 370Z.
The car sports a two-tone paint job with what Nissan call exterior accents, like the two prominent stripes down the side of both doors, 50th anniversary logo on the side indicators, red pinstripes surrounding the wheel rims, and 50th anniversary badging on the rear of the car as well. Inside the car there are some more additions, like the subtle badging on the gear shift, and inside the central rev limiter. But my favourite would have to be the anniversary logo embossed on the centre inserts of the seats. It looks lovely. All in all, the car oozes a classic retro appeal while still remaining relatively modern.
That's pretty much all the new stuff that's all about this car. But let's start talking Turkey, shall we? Because there's a reason that this car has had a 10-year strong reign with this design. It's because it works, and it works well.
It's the simple things that can make a driving experience complete, like the Alcantara lining on the doors, knee pads, and the steering wheel. It gives off a racing feel, and we even have a red leather indicator on the top of the steering wheel, just in case you get so engrossed in the driving experience you forget where the top of the steering wheel is. The instrument dials are still laid out in the modern Z template that was present in both the 370 and the 350Z cars. A big rev dial sits front and centre to the driver, with a speedo to the right and another digital information cluster to the left. It's a formula that has worked for Nissan for a while now, and even still the interior does make you feel good when sitting inside, with not much to complain about.
It still comes with the same naturally aspirated 3.7 litre V6 underneath the hood as the standard version. Basically, in terms of technical aspects, everything is virtually the same. Overall power of this car it's enough for the open road. For an everyday driver or even an occasional driver, it's got enough power to satisfy your craving for a little bit of speed, not too out of control, but it's just for everybody. This car is just a two-door sports coupe for everybody. But what I love about this two-seater is it is reliable. It's comfortable, it looks quite nice, it still has a nicely sculpted exterior, the curves are beautiful compared to some of the edgy, more modern cars that you see these days. I actually quite like it. I still think it has a bit of a classic curvature design on it compared to some of the angles that you see on a lot of cars, and I think it's going to actually age well in terms of being a future classic. It's also the first time that I've ever used the Synchro Rev Match system, and I think it's pretty impressive, especially for people that aren't overly great with manual cars, and if you skip a gear accidentally, it'll actually match the revs and it won't over rev the engine, which I think is quite clever. It still is a little impractical. It's a two-seater after all, so you know, there's only so much that you can do with a two-seater. One of the main things that you do with a two-seater is you have fun. This 370Z could be the last of the naturally aspirated V6 series. which makes this car a little special. And on that note, I think we should go and take this car for a little corner action. Let's check out the feeling of this car around some tight turns, shall we? Yes. Now, I have seen complaints about the exhaust note of this car, and yes, to be fair, the cabin is very insulated in here, so you don't really get the full extent of the exhaust sound, but I don't mind it. I mean, it's pretty much what you'd expect from a V6 engine. I don't think Nissan have specifically gone out of their way to create a magical engine note with this car, but it's certainly not offensive. It's quite comfortable, and you know what, to be honest, as an everyday all-rounder in terms of sports car, I think it actually probably works quite well. The reason it works quite well is because basically not everybody wants to hear the engine. So it's got a nice balance of, you can hear a bit of engine note when you do push the car, and that's nice, but then it's not overly offensive so that people can get uncomfortable with it. Beautiful, beautiful. Steering of this car I wouldn't say is pinpoint. It's a balance of a nice sporty feel and luxury at the same time. It really is a car that has been designed to accommodate to as many tastes as possible, I think. That's not a bad thing in terms of sales for any car company. I only hope that when the new Z car comes out, it lives up to all the expectations of Z car enthusiasts and anyone else that might be interested in it for that matter, in terms of aesthetical design and performance. There is no doubt that the 370Z is a fun little car to drive. I've had it for a few days now and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself, just as I did when I had my 350Z. It's a beautiful balance of driving, comfort, and just, I don't know, there's just something about it that I really enjoy. This car has much better quality than the 350Z did. They've stepped it up, and I'm really looking forward to what the new Z car has to offer. But until then, I think I'm just going to enjoy driving this. Well, I have had a fantastic time with this 370Z all weekend, and I would like to extend a special thank you to Brighton Nissan for allowing me to, spend time with this wonderful machine. It is at the end of its reign, there is no doubt about that, but it is special and it is still a fantastic sports car. So if you're looking for a fun, reliable and good value brand new sports car, then you still shouldn't go past the 370Z, because it's still got it. You know when a taxi driver can't drive? It's when they have to have more than one rear view mirror on one side of the car.